Something feels wrong in Hawkins again. Not loud, not explosive, but quiet in a way that makes your chest feel heavy. The Stranger Things Season 6 teaser does not scream danger. It whispers it. And that whisper is far more frightening than any monster we have seen before. The first thing that makes the Season 6 teaser so powerful is how unexpected it feels. There was no big countdown, no long build-up, no promise of answers. The teaser arrives suddenly, almost like it does not want attention, yet it pulls you in within seconds. Instead of action, it gives us silence. Instead of chaos, it gives us stillness. This choice is not accidental. It tells us that the story is changing its shape. Stranger Things is no longer about running from danger. It is about living with what already happened and realizing that escape may no longer be possible. The teaser opens with familiar places that no longer feel safe. Hawkins looks the same. Yet everything feels off. Streets are empty, buildings stand quietly, like they are holding secrets. The world feels tired, as if it has survived something terrible and does not know how to move forward. This mood sets the tone for Season 6. The danger is not rushing toward the characters anymore. It is already inside their lives, their memories, and their fears. What makes this teaser so effective is what it refuses to show. There are no clear villains. There is no fast action. There are no answers. Instead, the teaser asks one silent question again and again. What happens after the fight is over? This question changes everything. It suggests that Season 6 will not be about winning. It will be about dealing with loss, damage, and the cost of survival. This slow and careful approach tells us that the creators want the audience to feel uncomfortable. They want viewers to sit with the fear instead of rushing past it. Season 6 is not starting with hope. It is starting with consequences. And that makes this teaser feel heavier than anything before it. Another powerful part of the teaser is how it treats time. Everything moves slowly, almost painfully so. Each moment feels stretched, as if the world itself is struggling to keep going. This slow pace forces the audience to notice details that would normally be ignored: cracks in the ground, empty windows, flickering lights that do not fully turn off. These small details speak louder than action ever could. The teaser makes it clear that Hawkins is no longer just a town. It is a reminder. Every broken space reflects what the characters have lost. The town carries scars just like the people who live in it. This is important because it shows that Season 6 is not separating the characters from their environment. The place they live in is now part of the trauma. What stands out is the feeling of isolation. Even when characters appear on screen, they often feel alone. They are separated by distance, silence, or emotion. This tells us that Season 6 will focus deeply on inner struggles. The fights will not always be physical. Many of them will happen inside the mind. The teaser also avoids clear explanations on purpose. This is not meant to inform. It is meant to unsettle. The lack of answers pushes the audience into the same position as the characters. We are unsure. We are waiting. We are afraid of what comes next, even if we do not know what it is yet. This approach makes the teaser feel mature and serious. It shows that the story is growing up, just like its characters and its audience. Season 6 is preparing us for a journey that will not be easy, fast, or comforting. One of the most important messages hidden in the teaser is emotional weight. Every look, every pause, every quiet moment carries meaning. The characters do not need to speak much because their faces already tell the story. There is exhaustion in their eyes. There is fear, but also acceptance. This is not the fear of something new. This is the fear of something returning. The teaser suggests that the characters are no longer asking if danger will come back. They already know it will. What they fear now is whether they can survive it again. This shift changes the emotional core of the story. Season 6 is not about bravery alone. It is about endurance. Another key detail is how hope is handled. Hope is not gone, but it is fragile. It exists in small moments rather than big speeches. A shared glance, a deep breath, a moment of stillness before darkness returns. This type of hope feels real and earned. It shows that survival has a price, and that price is emotional strength. The teaser also hints that the past cannot stay buried. What happened before is not finished. It is evolving. The danger is learning, adapting, and waiting for the right moment. This creates a sense of slow fear that stays with the audience long after the teaser ends. By focusing on emotion instead of spectacle, the teaser makes one thing clear. Season 6 will hurt. It will challenge the characters in ways they have never faced before, and it will ask them to grow beyond who they used to be. The final feeling the teaser leaves behind is warning, not a promise of victory, not a call to action, but a quiet signal that something terrible is coming. The silence at the end feels heavier than any sound. It tells the audience that the story is entering its most serious phase. Season 6 is being framed as a turning point. Everything that happened before has led to this moment. The teaser does not tease fun or excitement. It teases responsibility. It suggests that choices will matter more than ever, and that not everyone may make it through. This warning also extends to the audience. It prepares viewers emotionally. It tells us not to expect easy answers or happy endings. The story is ready to explore loss, sacrifice, and the cost of fighting evil again and again. What makes this teaser unforgettable is its confidence. It does not beg for attention. It does not explain itself. It trusts the audience to feel the weight of what is coming. And that trust makes the teaser powerful. Season 6 is not asking if we are ready. It is telling us that the end of this journey will demand everything from the characters and the viewers alike. And once the darkness moves again, there may be no turning back. The second part of the teaser quietly shifts the focus from shock to damage. What we see is not the moment of destruction, but the long shadow it leaves behind. Hawkins no longer feels like a place that is waiting to be saved. It feels like a place that has already been broken and does not know how to heal. The camera lingers on empty streets and damaged homes. And this silence says more than any loud moment ever could. Life is still there, but it is fragile, unsure, and scared to move forward. What makes this section so strong is the feeling of time being stuck. Everything looks frozen. As if the town is holding its breath, people are still living there, but they are not truly living. They are surviving day by day, always aware that something could return at any moment. This tells us that Season 6 will explore what happens after fear becomes normal. When danger is no longer a surprise, but a constant presence in the background of everyday life. The teaser shows us that Hawkins itself is carrying trauma. The ground is cracked. Buildings feel unstable, and the sky looks heavy, like it is pressing down on the town. These visuals are not just background details. They reflect the emotional state of the characters. Just like the town, they are damaged but still standing. They have faced things no one else understands, and now they must live with those memories. Another important detail is the lack of safety. Places that once felt warm and familiar now feel exposed. There is no clear shelter anymore. This suggests that Season 6 will remove the idea of safe spaces. Danger does not stay in the shadows or in another world. It exists everywhere, even in moments that seem calm. This makes the fear deeper and more personal. The teaser also hints that people outside the main group may not fully understand what is happening. There is a sense of distance between those who experienced the truth and those who did not. This creates isolation. Carrying the weight of knowledge becomes its own burden. The characters are not just fighting monsters. They are fighting loneliness, fear, and the pressure of knowing what others refuse to see. This section of the teaser makes it clear that Season 6 will slow things down on purpose. It wants the audience to sit with the discomfort. It wants viewers to feel the long-lasting impact of everything that came before. There is no reset button. There is no clean start. The past is still present, and it is shaping every choice moving forward. By focusing on the quiet damage instead of loud action. The teaser prepares us for a season that will feel heavier and more emotional. It shows that the real danger may not always come from the upside down, but from the scars it leaves behind. And as Hawkins struggles to stand on broken ground, the characters must decide whether they can keep going or if the weight of the past will finally pull them under. This part of the teaser makes one thing very clear. Season 6 of Stranger Things is not about rebuilding what was lost. It is about learning how to live with what can never be fixed. This part of the teaser slowly turns the focus inward, away from the broken town and toward the broken people living inside it. What stands out most is how heavy everything feels emotionally. The characters are not running anymore. They are not shouting or reacting in panic. Instead, they look tired, thoughtful, and weighed down by what they already know. This shift tells us that Season 6 is less about sudden fear and more about lasting pain. The teaser suggests that every character is carrying something they cannot put down, past choices, past losses, and moments they wish they could change are all sitting quietly in their minds. There is one of the strongest ideas in this section is guilt. The teaser hints that some characters blame themselves for what happened before. Even when the threat was stopped, the cost was too high. People were hurt. Lives were changed forever. Season 6 seems ready to explore how hard it is to move forward when you feel responsible for the pain around you. This emotional weight creates tension that does not need action to be powerful. Another important theme here is distance. Even when characters are together, they feel apart. There are looks that are not returned, words that are left unsaid, and moments where silence says more than talking ever could. This shows that Season 6 will test friendships in a new way, not through betrayal, but through emotional separation. Trauma has a way of pushing people away, even when they need each other the most. The teaser also suggests that fear has changed shape. Before, it came from monsters and strange worlds. Now, it comes from memory, from the fear that what happened once can happen again, and next time, it might be worse. This creates a feeling of waiting. The characters are not asking if danger will return. They are asking when. There is also a strong feeling of growing up in this section. The characters are no longer children reacting to chaos. They are older, more aware, and more afraid of what the future might take from them. Season 6 appears ready to deal with adulthood, responsibility, and the loss of innocence. These are not battles that can be won with strength or powers. They require emotional courage. What makes this part of the teaser so effective is how real it feels. There is no rush to comfort the audience. The story allows sadness and fear to exist without fixing them right away. This honesty makes the emotions stronger. It tells viewers that Season 6 will not pretend that everything will be okay just because the heroes survived last time. By focusing on emotional wounds instead of physical ones, the teaser shows that the biggest danger ahead may not be something the characters can see. It may be something they feel every day. Season 6 of Stranger Things is preparing to explore the hardest question of all. How do you keep fighting when the battle never truly leaves you? This section of the teaser quietly confirms one disturbing truth. The upside down is no longer a distant threat waiting to be awakened. It is active, aware, and already moving. The danger is not announced through explosions or sudden attacks. Instead, it reveals itself through small signs that something is wrong. Lights flicker without reason. Sounds feel delayed or distorted. Shadows appear where they should not exist. These details tell us that whatever is coming does not need to rush. It knows time is on its side. What feels different this time is intelligence. The threat no longer behaves like a wild force. It feels planned, patient, and controlled. The teaser suggests that the Upside Down has learned from past failures. It understands the people it is facing. This creates a deeper level of fear because the enemy is no longer reacting. It is preparing. Season 6 is shaping the danger as something that studies, waits, and strikes only when it is sure. Another key idea in this section is that the line between worlds is weaker than ever. The teaser makes it clear that separation is no longer reliable. The Upside Down does not feel locked away. It feels close, almost blended into reality. This means the characters cannot rely on distance for safety anymore. There is no clear boundary to cross back over. The danger can appear anywhere, at any time, without warning. The way sound is used in the teaser also matters. Long silences are broken by strange echoes and low tones that do not belong. These sounds feel unnatural, like the world itself is struggling to stay normal. This creates tension without showing anything directly. It tells the audience that something unseen is present, watching and waiting. Fear grows stronger when it cannot be clearly defined. This section also hints that the threat may be larger than one enemy. There is a sense that what the characters faced before was only part of a bigger system. The Upside Down feels less like a place and more like a living force with purpose. This idea raises the stakes for Season 6. Stopping one villain may not be enough anymore. The problem may be rooted deeper than anyone realized. The teaser avoids clear explanations on purpose. Instead of answers, it gives atmosphere. This choice forces the audience to imagine the worst. It allows fear to grow naturally. Season 6 is clearly planning to build tension slowly, making every quiet moment feel dangerous. What makes this section so powerful is how calm it is. The threat does not announce itself because it does not need to. It already has control. This changes the balance completely. The characters are no longer reacting to attacks. They are living inside a situation that is slowly closing in around them. By presenting the Upside Down as patient and evolving, the teaser makes one thing clear. Season 6 of Stranger Things will not be about stopping something quickly. It will be about facing something that has been growing quietly for a long time, waiting for the perfect moment to take everything back. This section of the teaser turns its attention to the group itself and makes one thing painfully clear. The friendships that once felt unbreakable are under serious strain. The characters are still connected by shared history, but that history now weighs heavily on them. What once brought them together is now the very thing pulling them apart. Season 6 appears ready to explore how surviving together does not always mean healing together. The teaser shows small but meaningful moments where the group feels out of sync. There are pauses in conversations, glances that linger too long, and moments where no one seems sure what to say next. These details suggest that the characters are struggling to understand each other in the aftermath of everything they have faced. Trauma has changed them in different ways, and those differences are starting to show. One of the strongest ideas here is emotional distance. The characters may stand in the same room, but they are clearly dealing with their pain alone. Some choose silence, others hide behind humor or anger. This creates tension that feels real and relatable. Season 6 is not portraying friendship as simple or perfect. It shows that even deep bonds can be tested when fear and loss are involved. The teaser also hints at unspoken blame, not in a loud or dramatic way, but in subtle looks and unfinished thoughts. There is a sense that some characters question whether different choices could have changed the outcome. This kind of guilt does not need arguments to exist. It lives quietly between people, creating cracks that are hard to repair. Season 6 seems ready to explore how difficult forgiveness can be, especially when everyone is hurting. Another important theme is change. The characters are no longer the same people they were before. Growing up has brought new fears and responsibilities. Some want to move forward and leave the past behind, while others feel trapped by it. This difference in direction creates conflict, not because anyone is wrong, but because they no longer want the same things. What makes this section powerful is its honesty. It does not suggest that friendship alone can fix everything. Instead, it shows that connection requires effort, understanding, and sometimes painful conversations. Season 6 appears ready to challenge the idea that staying together is easy. It asks whether these characters can rebuild trust while carrying so much emotional weight. The teaser also suggests that isolation may become dangerous. When people pull away from each other, they become vulnerable. This raises the stakes for the season. The threat is not only external, It is what happens when fear and silence create distance between those who need each other most. By focusing on emotional fractures rather than physical danger, this part of the teaser sets up a deeply human conflict. Season 6 of Stranger Things is preparing to ask a difficult question. Can these friendships survive not just the monsters they fight, but the pain they carry inside? This part of the teaser quietly brings attention back to Will, and the way it does so feels intentional and unsettling. There is no dramatic reveal or sudden focus placed on him. Instead, his presence feels uncomfortable, almost uneasy, as if something around him is slightly off. The teaser suggests that whatever connection Will once had to the Upside Down was never fully gone. It was only quiet, waiting for the right moment to return. Will's reactions in this section feel different from everyone else's. While others look tired or guarded, Will looks aware. There is a sense that he feels something before it happens. This awareness is not presented as a gift, but as a burden. Season 6 appears ready to explore what it means to carry knowledge that others cannot feel or understand. Will does not just remember the past. He seems to sense it moving again. What makes this section powerful is the idea that Will's story was never truly finished. In earlier seasons, he survived, but survival came with a cost. The teaser hints that his connection may now be deeper, more dangerous, and more personal. This time, the threat may not be trying to take him. It may be trying to use him. That idea alone changes everything. There is also a strong feeling of isolation surrounding Will. Even when he is near others, he feels alone. This isolation does not come from being pushed away, but from knowing something he cannot fully explain. Season 6 seems prepared to explore how lonely it can be to carry fear that no one else can see. This emotional distance makes Will one of the most vulnerable characters moving forward.